Good evening. I would like to introduce the Smith-Cotton JRTC Color Guard and invite the audience to raise for the presentation of colors. At the presentation of colors, please stand for the national anthem sung by our Smith-Cotton News Corps. You may be seated.
Good evening. My name is Bailey Spencer, and I am the current president of Smith-Cotton National Honor Society. On behalf of the members of the National Honor Society, I would like to welcome you to tonight's ceremony. The students to the right are current members of Smith-Cotton National Honor Society, and the empty chairs to my left are for the new members who will join our chapter tonight. I would like to introduce you to the principal of Smith-Cotton High School, Mr. Norton, and our NHS advisor, Dr. Blackburn Therfelder. I would also like to introduce you to my fellow NHS officers, Vice President Mason Cruz, Secretary Emma Brosh, Treasurer Eleanor Holloway, and Historian Miley Rathman. We additionally have another group of individuals here that deserve recognition. Would the Smith-Cotton faculty members in the audience please rise? We deeply thank you for being here and your dedication to our school. None of us would be here today without your guidance and support. The National Honor Society is the nation's premier organization to recognize outstanding high school students that exemplify both exceptional academic achievement and an unrivaled enthusiasm for service. Since its inception in 1921, the National Honor Society has honored students who have demonstrated a supreme commitment to our 4 pillars of NHS: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. And becoming a member of NHS serves as a method for them to all foster the growth of these traits within one another. Throughout their membership, inductees will participate in countless projects that determine to the betterment and maintenance of their community. Eventually, these students will continue beyond high school to carry what they have learned and practice it out in the real world. Whether they find themselves in social services, public office, or STEM, members of NHS continue to be scholars, leaders, servants, and role models of wherever they are. NHS is simply not a club or an honor. It's a movement led by our youth to serve their communities, their nation, and the world. However, our impact is only as potent as the support around us, and we thank our alumni, members, staff, and community for their continued support. Now, our NHS Secretary, Emma Brosh, will call forward to those individuals who are to be inducted into our chapter this evening. Please hold your applause until all new members are in place.
Grace Boley, James Buck, Rihanna Drum, Nolan Frankum, Bella Harvey, Peyton Johnson, Jayla McCullough, Jacob Murdoch, Ashlyn Pointer, Raquel Rubio, Cassie Schloop, Micaiah Sherman, Sarah Slagle, Caitlin Tippin, Kelsey Tippin, Kinsley Birdsong, Olivia Birdsong, Mackay Clark, Abigail Cummings, Coleman Fredrickson, Thomas Grable, Reese Green, Elijah Holloway, Grace Homan, Lainey Hunnelt, Vivianne Kemp, Timothy Klein, Cadence Lamb, Hannah Lohman, Savannah McClendon, Addison Poe, Ruby Port, Mia Ross, Allison Scott, Schaefer Sevier, Alexander Sim, Clayton Tankersley.
These candidates sitting beside us tonight have proved themselves worthy of membership in this elite organization based on their consistent demonstration of scholarship, leadership, character, and service. We will now clarify these candidates to all of you present tonight, our commitment to the ideals of National Honor Society.
Leadership. Student leaders are those who are resourceful, good problem solvers, and promoters of school activities. They are dependable. They exemplify positive attitudes about life. They get involved, take positive risks, and have the self-confidence to, if necessary, stand alone.
Scholarship. Scholarship means a commitment to learning. The NHS member respects the learning process and encourages this process in the classroom and in his or her classmates. The NHS student understands the benefits of learning go beyond the classroom and beyond grade point averages. Learning is a lifelong process that the NHS student will continue to pursue with dedication and diligence.
Character. The student of good character upholds the principles of morality and ethics, is cooperative and positive, demonstrates high standards of honesty and reliability, and shows courtesy, concern, and respect for others. This student sets a good example, makes difficult choices, and accepts the sacrifice and the reward of doing what is right.
Service. Service is defined through the voluntary contributions made by a student to the school or community, done without compensation and with a positive, courteous, and enthusiastic spirit.
Leadership, scholarship, character, and service. Combined, these 4 criteria form the foundation of the National Honor Society and its members.
I would now like to invite our principal, Mr. Wade Norton, to the podium to reaffirm our NHS pledge.
Candidates, will you please stand and raise your right hand? And now you will repeat after me. I pledge to maintain my high scholastic standing, to maintain an honorable and untarnished character, to courageously endeavor to be a leader, and to give myself freely in service to others. I pledge to make these ideals of the National Honor Society the ideals of my school and my life. In doing so, I shall prove myself worthy of a place in National Honor Society. Not bad. All right, candidates, now when your name is called, you will step forward to receive your certificate.
Grace Boley. James Buck. Rihanna Drum. Nolan Frankham. Bella Harvey. Peyton Johnson. Jayla McCullough. Jacob Murdoch. Ashlyn Pointer. Raquel Rubio. Cassie Schloop. Micaiah Sherman. Sarah Slagle. Caitlin Tippin. Kelsey Tippin. Kinsley Birdsong. Olivia Birdsong. Makai Clark. Abigail Cummings. Coleman Fredrickson. Thomas Grable. Reese Green. Elijah Holloway. Grace Homan. Lainey Hunolt. Vivian Kemp. Timothy Klein. Cadence Lamb. Hannah Lohman. Savannah McClendon. Addison Poe. Ruby Port. Mia Ross. Allison Scott. Schaefer Severe. Alexander Sim. Clayton Tankersley.
Again, help me welcome the newest members of Smith-Cotton National Honor Society. It's an honor for me to welcome you in front of your peers, your parents, your teachers, as the newest crew to the National Honor Society. You all are a strong group of humans, and we look forward to you as you walk towards the stage of graduation. The students beside me have shown that success within the classroom through service to others, their leadership in and out of the building, and their character. Character is the hardest one to define, and I think these students would agree with that with your essay you had to write. Would you agree that was difficult to do? Character is defined to us as individuals. It sums up our values, our beliefs, and our actions. The person and the character you wrote about within your NHS essay will not be the same person when you walk across the stage of graduation in just a few short years. I want to make for sure that as you do that, and it's hard for me not to look out to you, but I'm addressing the students, so I'm going to turn around. It's very important to you that you remember the values that makes your character. Remember, as you go through this journey in NHS, it's your beliefs that you have and that you work with, that you all collectively in NHS come up with, that you stick with those beliefs. But I think the hardest piece when you look at defining character is your actions. And I think that's something that's very important to remember. And I think if you look at the two first pieces, your values and beliefs, it will make your actions a lot easier. Stick to your values. As you pick your projects, if you decide to go out and give service back to our community or come up with a new project, don't do it because it's what your neighbor beside you wanted to do. Do it because it's the value you hold in with your heart. That will make your project yours. It will make your project more important, and it'll be much more meaningful as you finish and complete that project. Also, when you look at your actions, do they follow the beliefs that you have? If they do, it's going to go very well for you, okay? We know that your character will evolve and change, and I think that's the best piece of it. It's not set in stone, but it's important that you remember your character in every decision that you make, because that can change who you are. And if you've got those values and beliefs, then you're going to be impossible to stop. And if you hold those together with your vision, I'm excited to see. And on a side note, every year I tell the students that they need to wipe their hands off on their pants before they come up and shake my hand. This was the driest set of hands I've ever seen. So I am looking forward to what they're going to give back to our community and our school, because this is a pretty good group right here. So again, let's give them a round of applause and congratulations.
As the National Honor Society advisor, it is my responsibility to install the officers for each year. Accepting the role of an NHS officer is a serious decision. The members of National Honor Society and I depend on its officers to keep the chapter active and strong. To do so, successful NHS officers work together as one team, sacrifice personal time, and serve as living examples of this organization's standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. In short, they put their chapter, school, and community first. Our retiring officers have done all these things and more. Will each retiring officer step forward as I call your name and receive a lighted candle, a symbol of your personal dedication to our chapter and the ideals of National Honor Society? President Bailey Spencer. Vice President Mason Cruz. Secretary Emma Brosh. Treasurer Eleanor Holloway. Historian Miley Rathman. Outgoing officers, you hold the light that has guided this chapter through another successful year. Your exemplary leadership, teamwork, selflessness, dedication, and commitment to this chapter has shown us the way. I personally couldn't have done it without you. Working together, you have made this a better chapter, and our school and community are stronger because of you and your effort. But the time has come to ask you to pass this lighted candle on to your successor when your successor's name is called. Would my new officers please stand? President Eleanor Miller. Vice President Rachel Jones. Secretary, Olivia Harrison. Treasurer, Gabriel Tatarescu. Historian, Kenley Anderson. New officers. In accepting these offices, you have indicated your willingness to dedicate yourselves in carrying out the principles of the National Honor Society. Speaking personally as your advisor, I ask that you stay focused on your goals, stay positive, and stay involved. New officers, do you pledge to take seriously the duties of these offices you now accept? If so, please raise your right hand. Please repeat after me. I pledge to dedicate myself to this organization, to work with my fellow officers as one team, to sacrifice my own time, and to lead and serve by positive example. Officers, you may return your candles to the table and take your seats. At this time, it is my honor to invite Bryson Middleton, Director of the Community Cafe, to the podium.
Good evening. The Community Cafe is a local soup kitchen in town assisting those in need. Established in 2006 by Christian Alcorn as an NHS individual service project, it has grown beyond NHS to involve the entire community. Community Cafe serves approximately 100 meals nightly in winter and up to 130 in the summer. The cafe has received unwavering support from the community. I want to thank all the groups and churches that help prepare the nightly meals. I want to thank the board members for their constant support, and I want to thank the local businesses for their donations. Special appreciation is extended to the student volunteers for their dedication and commitment. If you've ever volunteered at the Community Cafe, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay. To me, the Community Cafe will always be special. From the memories from volunteering as a toddler with my mom to becoming the student director, these experiences have helped shape me into who I am today. But every journey must have an end, and as I move on, I will always remember this opportunity. Serving as student director has been an incredible experience, but now it's time for me to pass on my responsibilities. This next year's student director has shown the passion, the dedication, and the commitment needed to make an impact on the Community Cafe. So I'm proud to pass my responsibility on to next year's student director, Sarah Slagle. She's more than ready for the challenge, and on behalf of Community Cafe, we are excited to see how she'll leave her mark on the program.
We're happy to present the certificate to, Sorry, I totally read the wrong thing. There are many individuals we NHS members are indebted to, individuals outside of our organization who model the qualities we have dedicated to ourselves: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. These are people of honorable character whose scholarship has given us wise instruction, who have led us by example and served us by giving us their time and concern. Each year, our NHS chapter likes to recognize one of these individuals as an honorary member of this organization. This year, the Smith Cotton National Honor Society recognizes David Meyer as its honorary member. Can you please come up here? We're happy to present this certificate to Mr. Meyer, who upholds the principles of National Honor Society in everyday life through his service to this great district. Thank you for all you do. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our 2025 National Honor Society induction. Thank you for sharing this evening with us, and thank you for being here. Good night. Please join us for a reception in the lobby after with special music from the Smith Cotton Orchestra.